Are you ready for combat night?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time for the main event of the year, Combat Night Rise of a Warrior. And I'm joined by none other than Mitchell Chamale and Danny D, aka Snake Piss.
Let's
Oh,
go.
snake
Oh,
piss.
snake piss.
Oh man, we got a bunch
Fantastic
of
intro.
firefights lined. We got a bunch of fantastic fights lined up for you guys tomorrow night here in Fort Pierce, and we're just going to go on and get off to the races and kick it off by talking about our main event, featherweight title bout, Andre Cordero versus Derek Bad Boy Babcock. Riding that 6-0, and now he's facing an extremely experienced veteran in Andre Cordero. What do you guys think about that main event? Either of you?
So obviously Derek is very, very high level. Really looking forward to getting him back in Fort Pierce. This is first time down at featherweight, so we're gonna see how well he could take a punch at that weight. So I'm excited to see that because I've always believed 45 was always his weight class, anyways, because you see how big 55ers are. And I feel like he fits just perfectly in that 45 as long as he could stay healthy and trust his nutritionist. And because he hired a nutritionist for this camp, he told me. So really excited to see what he could come up with. And becoming the champ at the most shark pool of divisions. 145 is fucking nuts here in Florida. So and then Andres Cordova, just absolute vet. Over 20-25 fights. That's a I would imagine he's good everywhere. So you're really excited to see that one unfold. Mitchell?
Yeah, I couldn't agree with Danny more. Andreas is definitely the toughest fight Derek's had today as far as his record and how good he is. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this fight between a vet and a young gun trying to climb the ranks. Uh, with Derek with a win, definitely sees his way off to the UFC. And Andreas, he's shattered many dreams in his career, so he is coming out for blood tomorrow night. Can't wait to watch it.
Our co-main event is Sadiq Mudiev versus Justin Vasquez. Both of them have some um, pretty solid records. 12-6 for Sadiq, 12-4 for Justin. Justin out of Miami, a freedom fighter, and Sadiq out of American Top Team. What do you guys expect to see from that bout?
I think Siddick, we saw him fight Julio on very short notice. Heavy pressure. Is everything good?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Heavy pressure, and I want to make sure it was coming through. Heavy pressure. I think I've seen him fight in other fights, and he throws down in his other fights. Maybe because Julio was such short notice, he just made the decision to keep him on the cage. But I mean, Justin has really good wrestling too. He's a really good fighter. So both of them have a ton of experience. I expect this one to be a war. I think they're going to throw down. I think both these guys are going to meet in the middle. I think they're going to mix it up, some wrestling, some striking. I think the fans are in for a treat on this one.
Yeah, like I agree with that completely. Like when we say this fight is the cost of admission alone, but this fight really is the cost of admission alone. Like this easily could be on a main card of a UFC fight night. And I'm really looking forward to this fight. I've been watching Justin fucking crack these guys, crush these guys' dreams, and I cannot wait to see him fight. And Sadiq's a gamer, trains at a really good gym. Um, beat up one of our guys. So yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to that one. That's definitely on my top list for this card.
Before that, we'll have a bantamweight bout between Kamiko, the Wild Child Hall, and Corey Pavo. Corey, hometown fella from Port St. Lucie, and Kamiko coming down from Georgia. Both of them have fought with us, previously. Obviously, Corey's fought with us more recently than Kamiko, but good to see Kamiko back in the mix with Combat Night. And what are you guys' thoughts on that one?
I think Kamiko, hands of stone. He's coming in to swing him. He can grapple. He's an athlete at the end of the day. And I think Corey Pavo is well rounded. I think this is going to be an interesting fight. Body types are kind of similar, a little lankier guys. Corey's in his hometown. I think Corey is just wanting to fight another time or two maybe. So I think he's wanting to really show out in front of his hometown fans. But Corey tends to show out whenever he has his fans. So and Kamiko coming down here from Georgia, he's out of towner guy. Man, it's been a minute since he fought with us, but we've all seen him drop many guys that have fought with us. He has really heavy hands, so anything can happen in this fight.
Yeah, Kamiko told me he was coming to silence the crowd, so I expect him to really, really bring the fight to Pavo. He's probably going to come out slinging leather. I think Pavo's going to be looking for that takedown, and it should be a good fight, a good mixed martial arts fight. So look forward to it.
It's also a good thing they're doing mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
Before that, we'll have a heavyweight bout: Gabriel Casillas and Ryan DeRocher. Heavyweights always come in swinging the lumber.
Yes, it only takes one, guys. We saw last week with Apple Pie and Brad the Axeman Taylor. Only takes one shot. Brad was coming off a long layoff, hadn't fought in a while. DeRocher's in that same camp. Fought a long time ago, kind of coming back, getting this fight in. Really excited to see him make his return. He's fought we were talking about it earlier here at the house. He's fought guys like Julian Williams. So he's an OG in the game. And Casillas is definitely the newer, fresher fighter out of the two. But again, at heavyweight, anything can happen.
Yeah, man. Expect DeRocher to come out slinging. He's probably gonna have a chip on his shoulder. Of course, he used to fight in Bellator back in the day, and they're just throwing this up and coming guy at him. So, you could either see that fight will not be going the distance. I don't even think it will be lasting a round. So I'm really excited. You cannot look away from that cage when that fight starts.
All right, and we'll have a welterweight bout with Taylor Buffard and Quentin Bray. Edge and experience going to Quentin Bray. He's got more than half a dozen fights. Taylor Buffard coming off of he fought with us in Tallahassee a few months ago. He's coming off of a loss, looking to get his first pro win. What do you guys think about that one?
Yeah, expect Quentin Bray to come forward, slinging leather like normal. I could definitely see these guys meeting in the middle and just exchanging. And Quentin hits really hard, man. So I hope they're both ready for it. I hope they come correct. Hopefully they both had a great camp. Yeah, just excited to see how that one plays out.
Yeah, I think exactly what Danny said is going to happen. I think Quentin Bray, he always brings it in that first round, comes straight forward, throws some leather. Buford is not afraid to stand and exchange in the pocket. So I think this one could be one of those ones that ends early and who catches who first. But I'll be interested to see because I know Bray also sometimes presses the gas a little too hard in that first round. And I know he's probably been working on trying to pace himself a little more. So exciting fight for the fans for sure.
And before that, we'll have a featherweight bout between Jeremy Williams and Bashmir Winston. We've seen both of these guys over the years rising through our amateur ranks. Now they've converted to pros. Jeremy's got 4 fights. He's 2-2. Bashmir just made his pro debut, but he had a ton of amateur fights. And we know Bashmir, the real bad man, throws bombs. And Jeremy is, he's also a heavy hitter, and he's pretty well versed in the grappling as well. And always puts on exciting fights to both of these guys. So this is one I'm certainly looking forward to.
If this one doesn't end in the first, either one, whether it's Bashmir or Jeremy, I think either one of these guys can get the finish in the first. I'm excited to see what happens in the second because I've seen both of these guys have problems with their gas tank in the past. So it's going to be a real exciting fight. I'm excited to see these two guys get at it. I've seen Bashman fight grapplers like Ben Harris and have no problem stuffing shots and keeping it standing and hurting them on the feet. And then at the same time with Jeremy, Michael Larimore was a striker, kind of figured out his grappling for a little bit, was able to keep it standing on the feet after that. So I think both these guys have a unique fighting style to be fighting each other. I think it's going to be a really exciting one for the fans tomorrow.
Yeah, like Mitchell said, both these guys start really fast, and if Jeremy's going to be looking for that takedown, I'm sure Bash is going to be trying to knock his head off. So yeah, if it goes past the first round, it's going to be really interesting to see who has the better gas tank and who imposes their will more. But yeah, really exciting fight for the fans.
Before that, we have a flyweight MMA bout. Chamale Finley versus Luis Perez. Chamale coming in 6-4. Luis undefeated at 3-0. Speak on it.
You can go ahead, Mitchell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chamale Finley and Luis Perez had a little bit of issues at weigh-ins. Luis missed weight by a little bit. Chamale showed up super late. Chamale denied a handshake at face-offs. I thought Chamale was for some reason I thought Chamale was like a tall flyweight from the pictures I had saw. I didn't realize him and Luis were the same size. I hear Chamale has really heavy hands. I believe he started off his career pretty hot, 6-0. He got a lot of fights. He got I think 10 fights now, and Luis, that's a tall order for Luis. All the experience, but as an amateur, he fought some really tough dudes and got a bunch of really good experience. So I think he's more than ready for this challenge, and I'm interested to see how a fight goes tomorrow. Luis's grappling is on point, especially in the cage for MMA grappling. And again, what I hear about Chamale is he has really, really heavy hands.
I also expected Chamale to be taller, just via his Instagram and stuff. So it's funny you say that. Yeah, Luis, obviously a champion with Razor and Combat Night as an amateur, has just tons of experience. He's fought the who's who at 125. And I've heard Chamale has really heavy hands. So really look forward to see what that first round looks like and where it goes if it makes it to the second round. So yeah, it's a good one for Fort Pierce.
Before that, we have another exciting matchup, I think, of featherweights. Romello, the one and only Union, versus Papa G, Michael Larimore. Now, we know Romello has, fought, I think, almost all of his amateur bouts and most of his pro fights with us. And he's kind of like a wrestling heavy style fighter. And Michael Larimore comes out and thumps. He's got he's fought bare knuckle a couple times, had a crazy knockout in bare knuckle. So this is kind of a little bit of a classic, like grappler versus striker matchup.
I think whoever wins is going to have to be able to mix it up very well tomorrow night. You think about some previous fights for both of these guys, Larimore and Jeremy Williams. Larimore had to figure out a whole round of grappling, pretty intense grappling, had someone on his back trying to choke him. So we know Larimore can make it through this grappling exchange against tough opponents. And on the flip side of that, Romello has kept it standing. Romello has done wrestling. He mixes it up well. I feel like he has pretty good fight IQ when it comes to fights. So I'm excited to see how this fight goes tomorrow. I think it's a really exciting one for the fans, and it kind of came together late. But I know both of these guys are ready. They're going to go out there. I think they're going to put on a show for the fans.
Yeah, like Mitchell said, Larimore really packs a punch. BKFC, I've seen him knock guys cold out before. Even when Pavo fought him, he was like, there was one punch that went by that he like heard the boom. Like, so I know that dude packs a punch. So it's just so this is one of those striker versus wrestler matchups. But of course, Romello could still strike. I'm excited to see what.
Was that this? What was the sound the punch made?
Like, boom.
Boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
He could hear the whistle go by. So yeah. So expect Romello to be going for the takedown early. I feel like he's gonna try to wrestle, and then Michael's gonna try to weather the storm and maybe try to find a later rounds KOs. But he's definitely got to weather that storm to to deal with Romelo's wrestling. But I know Fort Pierce is really gonna enjoy that fight. That's a banger.
Oh, Danny's speaking for Fort Pierce.
From Port St. Lucie.
And then we'll be kicking
Same
off.
thing. The same thing.
We'll be kicking off the pro card with bantamweight bout between Gustavo Janao and Shane Godoy, who's apparently is no longer the berserker. He's the good boy. He's making his
The
pro
good
debut.
boy.
Yeah,
That's what they call him now.
that's what he put as his nickname.
I like it.
He done switched it up.
Okay.
Um,
I'm excited
So,
for this fight, man.
Yeah, this is definitely like big fight of the night vibes. This one, but I was really excited to hear about this one.
Yeah. We watched Gustavo fight a lot with Karate Combat.
Mhm,
He's one of those guys that we actually like kind of connected with when we were working with karate for that year.
mhm.
Covered 2 or 3 of his fights. He's always he's a real like cool kid. Like he's chill. He's funny. He's one of Troy's guys, so Troy's a really good friend of mine. So it kind of sucks that he's fighting Godoy, a guy that I've trained with
Yeah,
a lot that came up with us at Combat Night. It's one of those fights, I'm like, oh man, I hate watching these two fight, but it is what it is. They're at that point in their career. Both these guys are very good fighters, and I think we're gonna see a crazy fight tomorrow night. Again, worth the cost of admission.
absolutely. Yeah, this is a fight I did not expect to happen at all. I just did not see it in the cards for Gustavo. Just seeing him fight on Karate Combat so many times, and he has really high level striking. He knocked out other like world class strikers. So I'm really excited to see him get in there with Shane Godoy, who's also fought the who's who, cleared out his division on Combat Night all throughout Florida. So this is one of those fights that you have to see. So yeah, I know Fort Pierce would really enjoy that one.
all right, let's touch on some of these undercard bouts. The main event: Adrian Barja and Ruben Baez. They're fighting for the bantamweight title. Adrian undefeated, and Ruben 5-3.
Adrian really had a war in his last fight against Caden Young, who is also on the card, and we'll speak about him in a little bit. That was a 3-round war, and that kid could take a punch and he could throw a punch. But Ruben is just one of those. He's a gamer. He wrestles, strikes. He could do it all, man. He just in here every night. Trains with the best, taking down our pros. Just he's really proving himself to be a pro. If all goes well in this fight. So really looking forward to that one. I think that's a really good main event.
I've seen Ruben get better every fight since he fought Leo Figueroa. Something happened after that fight, and he's really improved in a lot of areas. The other kid looks like a gamer too. He looks tough. He looks big. I'm excited to watch this fight. I was asking Donaldson about it, and Donaldson was telling me that it's going to be fight of the night on the amateur side.
Mm-hmm.
Our undercard co-main event is the Black Hulk Robert Lennox Jr. versus Alton Edmond.
Yeah, so these guys have fought before. There's some playing field there, but I expect Alton to go for the takedown again and try to repeat the same as last time. But I also expect Robert Lennox to be going after that knockout. He wants that payback, and this is with the belt on the line. I know how much it crushed him to not get the belt, so expect him to be coming out swinging and Alton to be parrying shots and trying to look for that takedown. That's another one you cannot blink during that one.
I agree.
We're gonna let Danny. You just lead the way on all of these as I go through them. A lightweight bout: Gerard Adams and Kylan McQueen. Yang Lee.
Mm-hmm. Yang Lee, got Yang Lee. Yeah, man. Yeah, Yang Lee. Expect Yang Lee to come out swinging. I know Kylan wants to be working on his striking in these fights. I know if he wants a long-term career, this is one of those fights where he should just keep it on the feet and test himself. Like parry those big power overhands. Like really getting in the pocket with this guy, really testing himself. That's what I think he should how he should approach this fight. But I won't be
surprised.
That's what I would do. Yeah. Yeah.
You
I'm going.
wouldn't. You wouldn't.
I'm shooting immediately. Yeah. So yeah, expect Kylan. I would not be surprised if Kylan gets on a single and takes this guy down and looks for a quick finish. Um, but yeah, man, high level fight.
Um, Before that, we'll have a featherweight MMA bout. Corey Went versus Caden Young. Corey is
Mhm.
1-0 in MMA, and he's also got a couple of bouts in kickboxing. Caden Young's 0-1. Um, oh, I meant to say on the previous fight, Yang Lee trains out of the St. Lucie cartel. Is that any relation to the Treasure Coast cartel?
Yeah, honestly, both of these guys have been in this garage. I'm happy to see a few of these guys repping the Treasure Coast Cartel name. Of course, Yang Lee has been in this garage as well as Kylan. So it's just one of those guys. It's just what happens here in St. Lucie County. You got these kids from Centennial, these kids from Central, these kids from Port St. Lucie High School. They all get out of wrestling high school, and they need to find a safe space to go. So they either find jujitsu or they find here, and so there's just they may have crossed paths once or twice, but now they're gonna fight in the Combatagon. So for the fans.
Nice.
Oh,
Corey
Corey
Went
went.
and Caden Young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Corey went under the tutelage of Ben Stark. I'm sure has been really tuning up his striking. I've seen him pull off some really nice kickboxing matches, and he's just clutch. He's clutch with his head movement, good hand placement, good distance management. And you could expect Caden Young to be looking for the takedown and also brawl. He's just a brawler. He's just a rough and tough kid. He wrestled like all high school years, and just expect this honestly like a wrestler versus striker matchup here. So expect Caden to look for the takedown, look for the submission. Expect Corey to stay on the outside and pepper. But still, it's just a barn burner. Such a good fight.
Lightweight MMA bout between John Keller and Keith Brian Corazon.
Yeah, so this is another one of those. That place is gonna blow up when this fight starts. Johnny Law obviously brings the party, man. He's just one of those guys. And Keith said, "Give me all of that. I want all of that. I want all that smoke." Um, this is another one of those like Keith should stay on the outside and pepper, and expect Johnny to kind of get on the inside and you know look for the takedown, look for submissions. So that's a toss up. That's a toss up one. That really is a toss up one. But Johnny Law obviously is going to be fired up by his people, by his hometown. But yeah, that's a barn burner for Fort Pierce. That place is going to go nuts.
Andre Jones II versus Jalen Von Noble, lightweight MMA bout. Both of them coming in 2-1.
Yeah, Jalen Van Obel, man, he's a gamer. He's tough. He could fight. He's just one of those kids that probably just grew up fighting in backyards, and um he comes in here, great energy. He can speak on the mic. He's engaged himself in social media. So he's just an entertaining kid to have around. And Andre Jones, I know that kid can crack. I've seen him hit mitts. He can crack. So expect them to meet in the middle, man. And I don't see that fight going the distance.
Then we got catchweight bout being contested at 180 pounds. Ethan DeGoody versus Jamie Zelandia.
Yeah, another one of these situations where these guys have crossed paths in this garage, and Jamie's new to mixed martial arts. This is going to be his first fight on a sanctioned bout. So I'm looking for. I think both of these gentlemen, it's first sanctioned bout. I know Ethan's has wrestled up in high school and stuff, but this is one of those like amateur fights. So it's going to be testing them both. So we'll see what happens with this one. But I've seen them both train. They both pack a punch. So we'll see how this one goes.
A lightweight MMA bout with Thomas Aceto and Jovan Flambert.
Yeah, expect Thomas to stay on the outside and pepper his shots. I know Javon's been working hard on his takedowns, and he's a submission guy. He's gonna be looking for the finish any way you cut it. But it's still one of those guys where he wants to climb the ranks. So expect them to meet in the middle, more of a striker versus grappler matchup.
Then we have a couple of guys making their debuts, Artie Moore and Kyle Alramiro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they're, with debut guys, you never know what you're going to get, man. They could just, that's the thing with debut guys. Some guys get in there and they stomp on the gas. So expect them to meet in the middle and just fuck.
Yeah, I see one, one guy's, Artie's coming in. He's 29, Kyle is 18. So that's, there's just an age gap there in life experience. Obviously their competition experience is similar as they're both making their debut. But, potentially you might see some more of that grown man strength from, a 29-year-old guy versus an 18-year-old.
Yeah, no, it's going to be in the back of his mind. Like, I'm not going to let this 18-year-old beat me, this little YN get over on me.
Before that, we'll have Da Vinci Spano and Khalil Cook. Da Vinci 2-1. Khalil making his debut, and I've seen a couple comments. Looks like Da Vinci's in the comments. So
oh, nice.
Yeah,
yeah. Da Vinci is one of those kids that's really grown on me. He's been in his garage. He trains. All the guys are starting to find a liking to him. I'm happy to have him in this garage. He's fighting Khalil Cook. That's another one who also. So they also, there's another one where they cross paths in here. But yeah, I know Da Vinci's been working really good on really well on his boxing, and Khalil could be looking for the takedown early. It's just one of those spazzy fights, man. That bell's gonna ring and they're gonna get after it.
We have a catchweight bout between Diver Lugo and Alexander Rodriguez. These guys have a little bit more experience. Diver comes in 4-1. Rodriguez is 3-3, and so Rodriguez making his way down here from Orlando, from Dark Wolf for this fight. What you guys think about that one? That one looks good.
Man, this fight should be like the third to last one on this card. This fight's really good.
Yeah, these guys have a little more experience than these guys above them, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Exciting fight. They both good grapplers. Both got decent hands. I think it's going to go a little bit everywhere. I think it's going to be a fun fight for the fans.
I agree.
A flyweight bout between Isaiah Tarables and Billy McCardle. Isaiah's 3-3, Billy's 1-2.
Yeah, another one. These guys have experience. That they're gamers. That they come to fight. I expect Isaiah to keep it on the feet and wanting to show off some slick striking, some slick kicks. Billy's probably going to be trying to catch kicks and go for takedowns and lay on top of him and score and look for the submission. But I know Isaiah has good striking. He can set some things up. So Billy, if he keeps his hands up and comes correct, that should be a really entertaining fight for the fans.
We just got a couple more. Andrew Iania versus Trent Guerra. Andrew's 0-2. Trent's 1-1. Looks like he's also out of the Treasure Coast cartel.
Yeah, both these cats, they come in to just scrappy 120, 125ers. They're just gonna, and that's always the best fights. I swear, these lower weight classes, they fight like straight out of a Godzilla versus Kong fight movie. So it's just expect them to come forward and clash, and that place is gonna go crazy.
It's nothing like the clashing of 125ers.
I know.
The clash of the Chihuahuas.
I swear. They fight like their family's held hostage.
And then kicking off the card with a light heavyweight bout, Sebastian Borgelin and Jacob Islia, Jake the Snake, who boasts, according to his information, a record of 28-6-4.
Ooh, in the streets?
He must be counting them street fights.
Them street fights, yeah.
Okay.
But he brought we've had a little run of guys bringing snakes to face offs, and he brought one today.
That was interesting. Yeah.
That was cool.
Did you get your hand? Oh, was that a different guy?
Yeah, that was Khalil. The guy that's fighting Da Vinci has brought the snake.
Oh, okay. Well, Jake the Snake didn't bring a snake. What do you think of this fight?
Snake piss.
That's you.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
oh,
I've
snake
I've
piss.
accepted myself at this point. I know what it is.
Oh,
So that's the lineup for tomorrow. I'm just gonna make a comment about the wardrobe change that you made between the time that I saw you and seeing you now on camera. You look like you raided Chamale's closet, and
That's who I'm trying to look like all night. Yeah.
yeah, he was hitting some of my verbiage too. You heard him say, as they say, this one's worth the cost of admission alone.
Yeah. All that. I'm taking all of it. Yeah.
It's gonna be a fire fight for the fans.
Yeah.
for the-
Under the tutelage. I love that one. That's a good one.
Well, so we've got a full lineup tomorrow. Fights will be kicking off at
4
4
o'clock.
p.m.
Get there early.
Get there early, get ready. The Donaldsons always put on a fantastic show in Fort Pierce, and we don't expect this one to be any different. Our last
sir.
show of the year, and we're really looking forward to it. So, any parting words for the folks?
See you guys tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Thank you so much. Really excited to pack that place out. Have a great night.
All right, gents. Until tomorrow.
Oos.
Are you ready for combat night?